In this video series, we'll review the posture building exercise program, starting with phase 1, flexibility, which focuses on alignment of the shoulders, hips, and spine together. This is the first step towards building into whole body exercises and eventually advanced exercises where we maintain the posture rules. So some of the things we work on here, like hip and shoulder position and even breathing technique, are all important to carry over to those next lessons. Let's dive into the positions and get you ready to go. So the first maneuver is called the static floor stretch. And in this position, our goal is to relax the spine. By lying down with your legs over a bolster or a chair, you can already get better blood flow and let the muscles of the lower back relax while the joint spaces open up. The key, though, is with your hands out to the side, is to still focus on some muscle activation. Do this by breathing into the diaphragm and even tightening your abs to get to full exhalation. There's a protocol called breath control where we go over 4 steps towards breathing that are critical towards doing proper endurance exercises and high intensity interval exercises, and even during your strength conditioning protocols. This steps like this, where the spine is activated with the most basic intrinsic muscles like the diaphragm, this is your first step towards that. The next maneuver is called the leg crossover stretch. And in this position, we untwist the pelvis and shoulders, which can get tight from other postural issues. One of the first things we do is get one foot crossed over the other bent knee, twist the pelvis over to that side, and again, there's an activation step. Using the hand on the same side, press the knee down into the floor while the opposite arm is outstretched, and try to keep both your for example, in this picture, the right shoulder down and the left knee down for the best effect. Ideally, you'll get to a point where you can hold this position for 1 to 2 minutes. And in this case, this is a maneuver you've got to do on both sides. The next position is called modified cat and dog, and this will get you ready for the full cat and dog. And in this spot, we're trying to restore the pelvic tilt, which, even though it puts a focus on the hips and pelvis, keep in mind both the head positioning and the breathing instructions. We say breathe in as you arch your arch your head back and extending your neck backwards. So in this position, we're breathing in. And then as we go into the next position, we're breathing out as we invert our back and go into flexion. So both positions work together. You can literally do these maneuvers back and forth, just following your breath cycle. Again, we'll get into proper full breath control in a future video. So here's the full cat and dog. And once you've mastered the modified versions, you can focus on the same things here with a little more advanced muscle activation. In this case, just like before, inhaling as you extend the neck and back. And then as you go into this position, your focus will be exhaling as you move your head back into flexion. Arm circles involve shoulder girdle strength and repositioning the shoulder blades. By bringing your hands out to the side and then squeezing your shoulder blades together with either your palms facing up or down, or even alternating them, you can make little 6-inch circles. But the key to get that effect of increasing the shoulder girdle strength is keeping the shoulder blades pinched or squeezed together. You'll see this as a consistent theme with all shoulder work, is to get the shoulders back and undo some of the damage from sitting and forward head posture. In this position, called shoulder rotations, we do more of the same. In this case, we'll be stretching and repositioning the shoulder. So in the seated position, with your back slightly arched. Place your knuckles on your temples and then keep your elbows forward and parallel. Here's a side view to get another view. And again, keep those elbows parallel. And then, if possible, raise your arms up, pointing your elbows up to the ceiling if you can. In this position, the upper back and the upper chest get a great deal of flexibility and help them recover from what might be, again, time at a computer, time sitting down, or even shallow breathing, which we'll train you out of during this posture building program. The next position continues its focus on the shoulders, which means we're into the overhead extension stretch. By repositioning the shoulder properly, again, we've got to achieve one thing, and that's with the arms extended overhead, pinch the shoulder blades together. Again, it's a common theme, and you'll see this over and over and over again when repositioning the shoulders and hoping to reduce neck and shoulder pain. The extended floor traction does start to also engage the lower back to get that pelvic tilt back in order. But really, again, there's going to be a lot of shoulder action here. So the first step is to, from maybe like a bent push-up position, you can put your elbows on the ground instead, but move them about 6 inches forward. That'll position you for the best maneuver with your elbows on the ground. The next step is to drop the head down. This creates a bit of a traction effect, and the action again remains right in that shoulder region. Pinching the shoulder blades together helps the neck relax down and even the upper back relax down, giving you traction at an area that sorely needs it and rarely gets it, especially from other stretches. The last move in this series is called the wall sit. The goal is to lower your center of gravity with using both pelvic and quad muscles for strength. And so with your lower back pressed against the wall, you slide down by walking your feet away until your knees are bent to 90 degrees. Whether it's any of the other moves in this series, once you can get to the point where you can do them and this one for at least 1 to 2 minutes, now you know you've got the alignment of the shoulders, the hips, and the spine, as well as this lowered center of gravity and leg strength to do the whole body maneuvers that follow in the posture building program. This move here is the litmus test to decide if you're ready to go on. Again, build to the point where you can do each maneuver for 1 to 2 minutes. If it takes some time to get to that point, but you can do 20 seconds and then 20 seconds and then 20 seconds, set your goal at doing at least a minute and make sure you're doing the ones that are, doing 1 minute on each side when appropriate, and then gradually build yourself up to a full minute straight, and then you can set another goal of building up to 2 minutes. But again, when you can do this maneuver for 1 minute, that is a good indicator you can add and move on to the next phase. In the next phase, we'll talk about circulation. We look forward to seeing you in that video.